Y'all don't know this. We just talked for 25 minutes and the battery died within the first 30 seconds. So we gotta redo the whole thing. I'll cut that out.
Oh, no.
Maddening. Okay. Welcome to the Snapshot. Snap. There we go. Welcome to the Snapshot, everybody. I'm here with Veronica Turian. And as I said, we filmed the whole thing and now we're doing it again because the battery died. Turian. I've been saying your name wrong all these years, but we got it right. Veronica Turian. You are the Center for Nonprofit Housing Program Manager. Mm-hmm. All right. And for the uninitiated, for those who don't know, explain to us briefly what CNH is.
Sure. CNH stands for the Center for Nonprofit Housing, and we are supporting nonprofit organization of our parent, True North Community Services. And CNH was established in 1994 as a community development organization. And our focus at that time, and always has been, is to ensure quality, safe, and affordable housing for our residents of Newaygo County. And
specifically low to moderate income. Low
to moderate income families. And our focus and our kind of target population, if you will, is a little unique from other programming here at True North Community Services, because we do look for that moderate income where at least 1 to 2 full-time jobs are in the household.
Sure. Mm-hmm. That's not so much the emergency service thing where you're homeless. It's
right.
We're doing okay. We're starting to get our feet under us.
Yes.
It'd be nice to be homeowners.
Yes, exactly.
And what I always tell people, CNH helps low to moderate income families become homeowners. That's my my short version of what you just said, down and dirty version of what you just said, much more eloquently. All right, so we have a typical CNH home, and then we have the ADR homes, which we're going to talk about today. What is an ADR home? How is it different than a typical CNH home?
Sure. We offer 2 types of programming. The HYPER, which is the Home Purchase Rehab Program, which is historically what we've always done, and it provides up to $37,500 towards the purchase and renovations of a property. But when our buyers were looking at these properties that are out there within our communities, what we were starting to identify is that these homes really required more than $25,000 in repair.
So specifically, these are homes that are in really bad shape.
Yes, absolutely.
Some of them nearly condemned, or actually one we said was condemned. We'll talk about.
Yes.
That need more than that $25,000 to bring them back to life. Okay.
Correct.
So the ADR is at the same funding source you said. It's from MSHDA.
It is. It stands for Acquisition, Development, and Resale. And MSHDA, which is a Michigan State Housing Development Authority, serves as a fiduciary for federal funding from HUD, and so for Congress.
Okay. MSHDA is a Michigan based.
Yes.
And so this particular pool of money comes from the federal level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And then is filtered to nonprofit organizations, grantees like CNH.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to talk specifically about 3 homes.
Yes.
The 3 homes that we're going to talk about all happen to be in Newaygo.
Correct.
All right. The first one, Quarterline Home. So this was a home right next door to another one that we had done.
It was, and it's very unique to even have that happen. The ADR program in itself, because of the intensive structure of it, is a unique opportunity that not all grantees receive the opportunity to conduct. These are the typical properties that a typical buyer with a mortgage would never be able to purchase because the extensive nature of repairs is so
Nobody
great.
would give them a mortgage.
No,
no bank or loan institution would give them a mortgage.
No.
So then the one we did next to it, what was the big issue with this house?
This particular property had a couple of
well, it had many, but what was the big one?
Is the lead.
Lead
so
paint.
It had lead paint inside and out. It had a small amount of asbestos. But the other element to this was that it was an old historical home.
Right.
And we had to fall in line with the requirements of SHPO, which stands for the State Housing Preservation Office. Right. And SHPO determines...
You can't just stick a vinyl siding on it. You have to use the special, what do you call it, cement?
Cement board siding, which was, in material cost alone, was about $17,000.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
So with lead paint, I know there's only 2 options of dealing with it. You remove it completely, or you have to seal it completely.
Yes.
Both are expensive.
Very expensive.
So that was the single biggest issue. But
Yes.
this home had lots of stuff.
It does, because
Right.
as soon as work began, it's always the saying, you never know what's behind the hidden walls.
Until you crack 'em open.
And yes, and so we were indeed cracking them open, and we certainly found some other concerns that we were able to address through our contractors. But ultimately, what we were pleased about is finding these concerns, because we delivered a complete, safe, and beautiful home to this deserving family.
We'll put a link down in the description of this video. We'll have a link to another video we shot, which was the ribbon cutting and open house for that particular house. And some great footage there. So tell us about the next one.
Sure.
In Newegg.
Was the home on Barton.
Barton.
This home wasn't a historical home, but the crux of it was that it was full of asbestos inside.
You said the
and out.
house was built of asbestos.
The everything from the glazing in the windows all the way to the joint compound of the drywall.
So that was the single biggest issue with that particular home, as well as having many others.
There's plumbing issues, electrical issues. A tree had ruined part of the rear, roof.
Yeah, sure.
But
minor things like the tree through the roof and plumbing that doesn't work. Plus all the asbestos, right? Okay.
But again,
but it was never going to burn down because the asbestos is like inflammable. So that was on the upside. It would never burn down.
Oh my goodness! But again, it was being able to deliver a safe and beautiful quality home to a deserving family with a small child.
Awesome. And hopefully you've just seen the before and after of that house. And then the third one we're going to talk about is also in Newegg, and this is the one you said it was actually on a couple acres on the very outskirts of city limits towards Croton, right?
Yes. This was a newer home, and it was a foreclosed home.
Newer meaning?
Newer built.
70s?
Newer built, yes, I think so.
So not new, but newer.
Right. In the scope of what we're used to working with, newer, I should say. And so it had many phenomenal features about it and many great things. The problem of why it sat vacant and unsold is because a tree also fell through the back of the roof, and it was not addressed, and so there was a gaping hole that...
So it sat basically vacant.
It sat vacant
with a hole
all winter.
Pouring snow and water and everything else.
So we had mold. We had dangerous mold.
Oh, the bad kind.
Yes. We also had 3 feet of standing water in the basement. All of the walls and the outlets had froze. And
over the winter, right?
Over the winter,
everything was frozen. Then when it thawed out,
moisture.
Mold everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So
basically, the only option in this house is to demolish it or do a complete, this kind of renovation, basically. That's all that's going to happen. You're not going to go in and paint it and fix the hole in the roof and call it good. No. Okay. So this is going to be torn down, basically, or you're going to do it.
Yes, exactly. So it's a great opportunity to address these beautiful homes and bring new life to it.
Sure.
And it preserves the tax base for the surrounding neighborhood to increase their property values as well. Many of our clients have to either have memories attached to a home or really serve as visionaries because they trust our program.
Sure. Yeah. To look at something like a dump, and when I say this, I'll put up one of the before shots. To look at this.
Yes.
And then in their mind see this.
Well, and the unique thing about this program is that by identifying the client ahead of time with that identified property, they are invested in making choices from carpeting to paint colors to roof shingles to everything, and they are invested in that home from day one. And we don't give up on people either. Ultimately, we never turn people away. What we do is say, okay, you weren't approved for a mortgage today, but let's help you to receive approval tomorrow.
All right, anything else?
No, I just want to say thank you to all of our supporters, the Fremont Area Community Foundation, MISHDA, HUD, as well as our local support networks here in the community, our realtors and our lenders, and our contractors as well, and of course TrueNorth.
Awesome. Thanks for watching the Snapshot. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.